Hey there, internet family. Ever caught yourself thinking, wow, pressing buttons over and over is so last century? I wish I had a bot to do it for me. Well, guess what? Today, I'm going to show you exactly how, using a little project I like to call BOTMAKER3000. And trust me, it's so simple, even your cat could probably do it. Assuming your cat knows how to clone a GitHub repo, of course. I know mine do. Part 2. Grab the code and some popcorn if you're hungry. Before we get all informational and codey, let's talk about why you'd want to build a bot in the first place. Maybe you're just tired of spamming the heal button whenever your raid tank forgets to dodge. Whatever the case, imitation training is here to help. Picture this. You record yourself or some pro playing a game for a while. Gather those sweet key presses and mouse movements, then feed that data into the bot so it can become you. Essentially, it's like your digital twin minus the existential crisis. Now to get started, you'll need to clone or download the code from my GitHub repository. Let's keep this super simple. Head to github.com/autonomousserial/botmaker3000. Click on the green code button, then select download zip or do a git clone if you're feeling fancy. Extract the files to a folder on your computer, or if you cloned it, just open the folder where Git placed it. You'll see a file called main.py, or something very similar. That's our big star of the show. It's basically the manager of all things bot related. The ultimate puppet master, pulling the strings behind the scenes. Part 3, dependencies, because every superstar needs backup dancers. I'm not going to sing any songs though. Next, we've got to take care of dependencies. This script uses a few cool Python packages. PyAutoGUI for controlling your mouse and taking screenshots, PineInput or PinePut, PyEnput, Pinput, I have no idea, to listen to your keyboard and mouse events, Torch or PyTorch for building and training our neural network, Pillow for handling image data, and maybe a couple more. Make sure to install them all. Pip install, PyAutoGUI, PyInput, Torch, Torch Vision, Pillow, and I recommend installing Torch with CUDA, otherwise it'll be really slow. Part 4, running the bot, aka summoning your digital minion. Once everything is installed, open a terminal or command prompt in the folder and run python main.py or python3 main.py depending on your setup. I'm going to just run it from my IDE personally. I'm just going to copy and paste it into PyCharm. Initially, the script starts in recording mode, which is just a fancy way of saying it's listening to every button you press and every click you make. And no, that's not creepy at all. We want it to be that nosy because we're collecting data to train our bot. Part 5, data collection, the bot paparazzi. Here's how it works. Every time you press a key or click the mouse, the script will take screenshots of your game's UI, like your health, your party's health, a local region around your mouse, all that good stuff. It'll label them in a super organized folder structure so we can train a model to recognize patterns in your gameplay. Important. The script currently has some rectangles set to capture certain parts of the screen that match my very specific World of Warcraft UI layout. If you're playing a different game or if your WoW UI is different, you'll need to tweak these rectangles. Go into the code and you'll see constants like party health rect, player health rect. Change them to coordinates that make sense for your setup. No shame in a little trial and error. Part 6, training the model. Watch the bot become smarter than you, possibly. Once you've recorded enough data, like you did a bunch of healing, attacking, and other key presses, it's time to train. Simply press L on your keyboard while the program is running. This will pause the data recording and start the training process. You'll see it munch on your data, spit out some losses and accuracy metrics, and eventually produce a model.path file. That's the bot's digital brain, so guard it with your life, or maybe back it up on the cloud if you prefer something less dramatic. Part 7, the big reveal, inference mode. Now for the grand finale, inference mode. Once you've got a trained model, press K to toggle the bot's decision making. This is where it tries to mimic what you did during recording. If it thinks you'd press attack, it'll press the key you normally use for attacking. If it thinks you'd click on a spot on the screen, it'll move the mouse there and click. If it thinks you'd press a healing key, well, it's probably going to keep your team alive better than some DPS players out there. Not my fault, bro. At this point, you might witness some hilarious behavior. Like, the bot might randomly be clicking your inventory or spamming the wrong ability if it's not trained well. Don't be discouraged. Keep feeding it good data, especially for more complex games, and soon it'll adapt. Part 8. Customization is king. Here's the real beauty of BOTMAKER3000. You can customize everything. Want to rebind your keys? Go ahead. Want different folder names or different label sets like stealth, jump, emo, banish that annoying no? Just adjust that logic in the code. Tweak the health, the heal keys, and attack keys sets, or add your own. The world is your oyster. Feel free to adjust the rectangles used for screenshots too. If you're playing a side-scrolling pixel game or something with a different UI entirely, just define the portion of the screen you want the bot to watch and plug those coordinates into party health rect, player health rect, or define new ones. Part 9. The bot and the bigger picture. Remember, this is an imitation approach. If you record yourself doing something suboptimal, the bot will do that suboptimal thing too. It's like your shadow that never learned better. So if you want super pro gameplay, make sure you, or a real game pro, let's be honest, record some top tier sessions. All that said, it can definitely handle less complex games more easily. If you're trying to teach it to navigate a 3D labyrinth while also crocheting a sweater, well, it might need a lot of training data. Part 10, wrapping up and botting away. That's it, folks. You've successfully cloned, recorded, trained, and unleashed a brand new gaming bot using the BOTMAKER3000. Now go forth and create whatever sorts of digital minions your imagination desires. Just remember to keep it fun, keep it fair, and don't be that person who ruins the game for everyone else. If you found this helpful, or at least entertaining, be sure to smash that like button, drop a comment about what you're planning to automate, and subscribe for more random coding adventures. Until next time, happy bot building, you brilliant humans. Just remember, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, even for bots. Use responsibly and respect the terms of service of any game you play. The idea here is to learn about imitation training and machine learning, not to create unstoppable cheating machines.